Well, alright, welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Berlino here, and well, it's time for another track versus track video. And well, this time I'm putting two albums against one another by the great, the legendary Redd Kross. Redd Kross. Alright. And well, I'm putting 1993's Phaseshifter up against 1997's Show World. The year of Show World's a little hazy for me because it was originally, I don't know, I think they originally recorded it in 1995 under the name Black Shampoo, and then they re-recorded it, and it existed, like the album existed in 1996. Somehow I was able to get an early cassette of the album where the tracks were all out of order and everything. It was like, I think it was a pre-master. So I had that in 1996 that I was listening to. But I think the album finally came out in early 1997. So in my head, I think of it as like a 95, 96 album, but really, technically, it's a 97 album. All right, Show World. And, well, let's get started. Get my tablet ready here. So, Phase versus Show. Okay, so now I needed to... Now, Phaseshifter has 12 tracks, the original album. Show World, the original album, has 13, but technically 14. Now, there's an extra... There's a hidden track on Show World. So what I did is I actually dumped the hidden track from Show World to bring it down to 13, and I added to Phaseshifter the CD bonus track, okay? Like the UK and Japan, and I think some other country, they all had a bonus track at the end of it. Of course, the US didn't, but, you know, that's the way things work, isn't it? But that's okay, because we still got that track. And, yeah, so that brings them each to 13. So that's how we're doing this. All right, so here we go. Track number 1 from Phaseshifter is Jimmy's Fantasy. Okay? And that goes up against track number 1 on Show World, which is Pretty Please Me. And Pretty Please Me, which is a cover of the band The Quick. They had an album in 1976 that had this song on it, and Redd Kross does a great cover of it. Great cover. In fact, I'm already having a tough time. What do I choose? Okay, so... Sorry, making sure my video's running here. Jimmy's Fantasy versus Pretty... Jimmy's Fantasy versus Pretty Please Me. That's rough. Now, okay. Back in the day, back in the 90s, in the actual 90s, I would have chosen Jimmy's Fantasy without... I wouldn't even have to think about it. I'm kind of thinking I might now choose Pretty Please Me, and I think it might be because I listened to Jimmy's Fantasy so much in the 90s that there may be a little bit of burnout, but should I choose the cover? I don't know. Pretty Please Me is a really good, fun, just like, you know, just like straight ahead, just rock and roll pop track to start out the album. I'm gonna do Pretty Please Me. Show World. Okay, yeah. Again, 90s me wouldn't even have thought about it, Jimmy's Fantasy. But basically what it's down to, if somebody right now said, "Hey, which song do you want to listen to?" I would say, "Oh, put on Pretty Please Me." So that's why it gets it. But track number 2 on Phaseshifter is Lady in the Front Row. Man, that was always a favorite of mine from this album. I distinctly remember the first time I heard that song, playing the record for the first time. I just immediately was in love with that track. And I remember the "So Bad You Stand in Your Place." I was like, oh man, he sounds like Les from the Bay City Rollers right there, which made it even better. So track 2 on Show World is Stoned. And that's easy. Lady in the Front Row. Stoned is great, but man, Lady in the Front Row has always been a favorite. I mean, not many of these tracks could win against that. Okay, so track number 3 on Phaseshifter is Monolith. And, well, that's going to go up against track number 3 on Show World, which is You Lied Again. And, Well, that's going to be a little tough. You Lied Again. I'm going to go with You Lied Again. You know, again, I think in the 90s, I probably would have gone with Monolith, but things have changed, man. Now I'm going with You Lied Again. Okay, so track number 4 from Phaseshifter is Crazy World, which is a cover, right? Isn't that a what do you call it? The band that starts with an F. I forgot the name of them right now. World. And that goes up against track number 4 on Show World, which is Girl God. Okay? And, well, that's actually pretty easy. Girl God. I'm really sick of Crazy World. Great song. Redd Kross does a great version of it. It's a live staple, but that is definitely one that I'm truly burnt out on. Jimmy's Fantasy, not, I mentioned Burnout, not as much. Crazy World, really, really, really burnt out. Girl God is definitely is a pretty deep cut, and I listened to that a lot in the 90s, just like all these tracks, and have over the years listened to all this stuff countless times. But for some reason, Girl God, I think maybe because it's I think because Crazy World is such a live staple is really what kind of put that over the top. Whereas Girl God, I don't know if I've ever seen them play that live. I don't know. But so anyway, Girl God. Track number 5 on Phaseshifter is Dumb Angel. And that goes up against track number 5 on Show World, which is Mess Around. Wow. That's an easy one, and I'm really surprised because Show World gets another one. Mess Around. Yeah, Mess Around is one of those great, really simple pop tracks, and it's one of those McCartney tricks. McCartney used to do this, where it's really kind of simple. It's really kind of the same thing that repeats over and over and over again. It has very few lyrics, and they just repeat. Yet somehow it works. It doesn't get boring, and it just completely works. I mean, I'm choosing it over Dumb Angel, which is lyrically a lot more substantial, but I just, Mess Around is just... I like it a bit more, don't I? So, yeah, Show World has 4, and Phaseshifter has 1. I'm a bit surprised. Phaseshifter was always a heavy hitter in my book. Okay, so now number 6 on Phaseshifter. Ooh, it's the Stone classic, man. Huge Wonder. Now that is a song that they've always played live. It's been a regular live staple. I've heard it a million times. Yet I'm not sick of that one. That's right up there with Lady in the Front Row is one of my favorites on this record. And that goes up against on Show World track 6, 1 chord progression. No contest. Don't even have to think about it. Huge Wonder. By miles. Okay. Alright, so track number 7 on Phaseshifter is Visionary. Yeah, this is the opening track on side 2. And for you vinyl folks. And Show World track number 7 is Teen Competition. Ooh, talk about a competition. Those are 2 of my favorite tracks from each of those albums. Now, Visionary was always a favorite from Phaseshifter. Teen Competition, initially, when I was listening to that, when I had that early cassette version before the album came out, that was one of the tracks I didn't like as much. But you know what, man? It's one of my very, very favorites from this album now. But man, Visionary, Teen Competition. Ooh. That's really tough to choose. But I'm going to go with Teen Competition. Show World gets another one. Who would have thought? I definitely would have thought Phaseshifter would be getting more than it is, but you never know how these things are going to go. Okay, so track number 8 on Phaseshifter is Pay for Love. Pay for Love is one of the great dark horse tracks on Phaseshifter and is another favorite. Track number 8 on Show World, Follow the Leader. Oh, man, talk about... Wow. You know what, man? I would think Pay for Love would win against the vast majority of songs on here. But Follow the Leader? Are you fucking kidding me? Possibly the most classic track out of anything on either of these albums. Follow the Leader by Planets. Okay, so track number 9 on Phaseshifter is Miss Lady Evans. And that goes up against track 9 on Show World, which is Vanity Mirror. That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. Vanity Mirror. Man, Show World is just wiping the floor with Phaseshifter. I really did not see this coming. Okay, track number 10 on Phaseshifter is Only a Girl. What a great power pop track that is, up against Secret Life. The dramatic ballad, My Secret Life. Ooh. Okay, guys. I fear I may have to choose Show World again. Yeah, you know what? Secret Life. I mean, I love Only a Girl, but come on, Secret Life is epic. Wow, sorry, Phaseshifter. Okay, so track number 11 on Phaseshifter is Saragon. Saragon, what a fucking great track that is. And speaking of Beatles tricks, that has that great early 60s, that early Beatles panning. All the instruments on one side, all the vocals on the other side. Super cool. Great, great song. Great track, great performance, great everything. Just sounds great. Track number 11 on Show World. This goes up against Ugly Town. I love Saragon so much. But Ugly Town. Ugly Town takes that so easily. And again, that's not because Saragon isn't great. It's because Ugly Town. Alright. Track number 12 on Phaseshifter. Whew. Okay, Show World has so won. I mean, Show World has won this by a lot. But I'm still going to go. So track number 12 on Phaseshifter is After School Special. Great album closer. Used to be a great live closer. Amazing. And now that's going up against track number 12 on Show World, which is Get Out of Myself. Well, you know what? Phaseshifter finally gets another one. Yeah, After School Special, man. I always liked Get Out of Myself, but it's nothing compared to After School Special. I mean, After School Special is just epic. And, okay, so track number 13 on Phaseshifter is Any Hour Every Day, which is the bonus track. And, yeah, that track's as good as anything on the album, and it's actually better than some of the songs on the album. And that's going up against track number 13 on Show World, which is Kiss the Goat. And, well, Phaseshifter gets another one. Yeah, well, so Phaseshifter got 1, 2, 3, 4, and Show World got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm kind of flabbergasted. I would love to know how this would have gone if I had done this in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it would have gone a little differently, but man, what a slaughter, huh? All right, well, thank you all for watching these videos, and thank you all for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you do subscribe, click the little bell for notifications, and like and comment and all that kind of stuff. And watch all the old videos too. And what else? Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Fuck, who's the inventor of the whole track versus track idea. I salute him. And I salute you too. Thank you very much. I will see you next time. So track number 8. I'm sorry, track number 6. I'm not with it, guys. I'm completely not with it. Okay, so track number 8